Betsy makes sad admission to Lisa in Coronation Street, and Lauren is not helping. Betsy Swain is going through an incredibly difficult period in Coronation Street after unexpectedly suffering a stroke several weeks ago. She was taken to hospital after suddenly collapsing in the kitchen, where doctors later discovered that the stroke had been triggered by strangulation during consensual sex with Dylan Wilson. The devastating incident severely affected Betsy's speech and mobility, leaving her reliant on ongoing physiotherapy and speech therapy. Since coming back home, Betsy has spent most of her time inside number 6, even though Lisa Connor Swain has encouraged her to get out of the house more often. In scenes coming up, Betsy becomes increasingly irritated when Lauren Bolton comes to visit, but remains distracted by her phone as she messages Ollie Driscoll. Betsy and Lauren have experienced several difficulties in their friendship recently, particularly after they clashed over Dylan's role in the circumstances surrounding Betsy's stroke. Although Betsy was reluctant to hold Dylan responsible for what happened to her, Lauren felt strongly that he should be punished, creating a serious divide between the two friends. Their disagreement ended with Lauren angrily walking out, leaving Betsy on her own. Unable to reach the bathroom without assistance, Betsy was devastated and embarrassed after having an accident. Following a stern telling-off from Carla Connor Swain, Lauren eventually apologized, allowing the pair to repair their friendship. After Lauren departs following her latest visit, a heartbroken Betsy admits to Lisa that she has been feeling extremely lonely. The following day, Betsy experiences an encouraging moment when she manages to stand up for the first time since suffering her stroke, with help from her physiotherapist. Excited by the progress, Lauren tells Ollie that they should bring Betsy some of his cake. But how will Betsy react when her best friend arrives accompanied by Ollie? Later that week, Lauren pays another visit to Betsy, although this time she has something else planned. Lauren tells Betsy that they are heading to the Bistro and makes it clear that she is not giving her the option to refuse. Lauren clearly has good intentions, but their outing quickly becomes uncomfortable once they arrive. When Betsy accidentally knocks several pieces of cutlery from the table, Lauren immediately bends down to collect them, drawing the attention of Debbie Webster. Debbie then makes a joke suggesting that Betsy has been drinking, leaving Betsy deeply embarrassed. Could the awkward encounter discourage Betsy from venturing outside again and make her feelings of isolation even worse? Coronation Street's Todd Grimshaw is set to face another emotional setback next week as he struggles to cope with the devastating news of Celeste Butterfield's death. Todd had developed a close bond with Celeste after she brought in Shuttleworths to assist with arranging her funeral, but their friendship is cut short much sooner than he anticipated. In next week's episodes, Todd and Celeste have a disagreement when he visits her hotel room. He later returns hoping to make peace, only for Ryan Connor to deliver the heartbreaking news that Celeste has died. Losing another close friend proves to be a further devastating blow for Todd, who has already endured an incredibly difficult year filled with trauma and suffering. After everything he went through with Theo Silverton, Todd has increasingly relied on alcohol as a way of escaping the pain, and his situation appears to be getting worse. When George Shuttleworth learns that Celeste has died, he decides that he should personally break the news to Todd. However, Ryan reaches Todd first and tells him what has happened before George gets the chance, prompting Todd to turn to alcohol yet again. Could Todd's increasingly reckless behavior put his own safety at risk, or will the support of those closest to him help him regain control of his life? From now on, Todd has made it clear that he intends to put his own needs first, our source explains. He's determined to approach life in a much more ruthless way, which means he is deliberately distancing himself from many of the people closest to him. Sarah Platt takes extreme action from behind bars to protect her children in the latest Coronation Street twist, leaving viewers deeply emotional. Sarah Platt has taken desperate action to protect her children in the latest episode of Coronation Street. The iconic character, portrayed by Tina O'Brien since 1999, is currently behind bars after being accused of murdering Theo Silverton. During her time in prison, Sarah has formed a tentative friendship with fellow inmate Casey. However, Casey has already attempted to exploit Sarah's previous relationship with DC Kit Green for her own purposes. In the latest installment of the world's longest-running TV soap, Sarah was left horrified after discovering that pictures of her son Harry had been deliberately defaced. Casey quickly insisted that she had nothing to do with the vandalized images before changing the subject to the disappearance of several pool balls from the prison recreation room. Moments later, Casey checked her phone and discovered that photographs showing Harry and another boy had appeared on social media, immediately leaving Sarah terrified for her son's safety. Sarah quickly entered a number into her phone before sending Harry a voice message telling him to go straight to Adam Barlow's house. Casey then made her intentions clear, telling Sarah, "I don't want anyone to get hurt. I just need one small favor from your ex, for Harry's sake, and Bethany's too." At the same time, Adam had unknowingly taken Harry to the home of a new friend, while his partner Alia appeared completely unaware that anything was wrong. Growing increasingly anxious, Sarah contacted Adam, who explained that the boy's new friend was named Lottie and that her son had met Harry at Holiday Club the previous week. Sarah immediately ordered Adam to go back and collect Harry, but before he could do so, Lottie had already brought the youngster home, leaving Alia demanding an explanation. Lottie insisted that she had taken the photographs down from social media and claimed she only knew Casey casually. She also maintained that she had not realized Casey was in prison. Adam remained suspicious and accused Lottie of deliberately sharing the images so they would eventually reach Casey. When Adam later raised his worries with Kit in the pub, Kit appeared unconcerned and dismissed his fears. Back behind prison walls, however, Sarah was taking matters into her own hands. She was shown placing the stolen pool balls inside a sock, seemingly preparing herself for a confrontation. The dramatic development quickly sparked reactions from Coronation Street viewers online. One fan posted on X, "Sarah stole the pool balls to make a weapon for self-defense. And they do need to watch Harry now more. And I bet Sarah will end up attacking Casey in tomorrow's episode." Another viewer sympathized with Sarah, writing, "Poor Sarah Lou, crying emoji." A third fan commented, "Good thing Alia and Adam were jumping into Lottie's A for posting photos of Harry. She can lie, but we all know she knows Casey, and it was to help her mess with Sarah." Another viewer focused on Casey's decision to use Sarah's children against her, saying, "Casey using Harry and Bethany's names against Sarah, she knows is working because it does scare Sarah, makes her fear for their safety." One fan appeared more amused by the fact that Sarah seemingly had access to a phone inside her prison cell, joking, "Sarah has a landline in her cell? Perks of being a murderer." Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.